Hello and welcome to the table read of Witches of the West, written by myself, Vasan Arul, and my writing partner, Emma Carla Pete. This story takes place in America, much like ours, but with a difference in that there's a war that released magic into the world, where witches rule the cities. Tensions between the East and West territories are high. Our story focuses on Maya, an indecisive young witch trying to find her path. She runs into a mysterious immortal in this story who helps her gain the power that she always wanted. However, there is a price. Maya is tasked with saving the world from the terrorizing forces emerging from the east. We have an incredibly talented voice cast, starting with Bethany Artis, who voices the role of Celeste. We have Emma Carla Pete, voicing the role of Samantha. We have Jeff Yamazaki, who voices the role of Silas. Duke Appleton, voicing the role of Cato. We have Brianna Hodge, voicing Maya. I will be voicing the roles of Dad and the Voice. And we have Golden Batchelder, who voices characters including but not limited to John the Aardvark, the Mindfulness Teacher, and the Thief. And lastly, we have Kristen Johansson, who will be voicing the roles of Head Witch Hea, Miss Mirai, and the Mistress. Lastly, our fantastic crew includes our director of photography, Alex Flanagan, and our masterful sound editor, Richard Townsley. And we'll get started. Witches of the West. Interior, Maya's bedroom, sunrise. Maya, 14, black, energetic, is sitting on the floor surrounded by candles, waving her hands around a large bowl of water. Next to her, she has a framed picture of a boy. Looking unsure, she quickly points at each object surrounding the picture and lists them off.
Okay, so rainwater, picture of the recipient, red candles, and an object belonging to him.
She pulls out a pen with the name Silas engraved on it and one large sneaker. She looks at them and furrows her brows.
Mm, I'll just use both.
She tosses the shoe in, but only the toe submerges. She then spins the water around with the pen and leans into her reflection.
I am calling upon the immortals to unveil my true future to me. I who believes in the truest form of worship and manifestation. Give me your wisdom, give me your knowledge, give me your power. I ask thee, does Silas like me?
Cato, 16, white, non magic, sarcastic, loud, barges in wearing a graduation gown and cackles at her.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works.
Cato, get out!
Maya whips her hand to the door.
You're ruining my focus.
Dad, 40s, non magic, tries his best, walks in, overly optimistic with a pep in his step. The minivan express is departing now o'clock. Dad sees Maya with her magic materials. Aw, honey, are you doing a little morning spell? That's so exciting. Is the water talking back this time?
No.
Exterior Magic Academy Day. Maya, Cato, and Dad walk through the Witch Academy grounds towards the Dynals, non-magic humans. Maya sees them far in the distance, a large group of Dynal students wearing their graduation caps and signing yearbooks. Maya's current surroundings, however, are filled with Salem's witches. Kitchen witches give graduates cookies that make them grow scales, and the green witches nearby seem to command plants to grow in the garden. Divination witches create a vision of their own graduation in the mirror, and the cosmic witches fly by Maya on their brooms, nearly knocking her down. Cato is a bit impressed by the cosmic witch, while Maya is seemingly annoyed, fixing her hair from the broom's wind. Interior Auditorium Day. Maya and Dad are sitting in the audience, watching a boring graduation scene for the Diamonds.
Our next student, cut 2.
Maya snickers as Dad frowns, but both begin to cheer as Cato struts up to the platform and receives the diploma with a look of pride on his face. Exterior Academy Day. Maya, Cato, and Dad are all standing together taking photos. Silas, 17, Asian, tall, serious, approaches them also wearing a graduation robe. He pats Cato on the back and smiles.
Congratulations, man.
Maya stares up at him in wonder and reaches into her pocket.
I have your pen.
Silas is confused, but accepts it with a smirk.
Thanks, kid. Where'd you find it?
Maya freezes, eyes wide. Dad bails her out and pulls out his camera, pointing it at the three of them. All right, let's get a picture, all three of you. Dad begins to take a plethora of photos as they talk.
Can't wait to see you up there, kid. Have you chosen your path yet?
Maya gets gloomy and stares down at her feet.
I'm still working on it.
Silas looks over at Cato and wraps his arm around his shoulder.
You know, to be honest, I didn't think you'd be able to make it to the finish line.
Says the guy who can't get out of a side mount choke.
That was just a lesson, Kato.
Really? Prove it.
Cato tries to go in for the choke. Silas quickly grabs and puts him in the same move. Cato starts flailing his hands, trying to tap out.
I healed!
Maya laughs as Dad's camera flashes. Dad pulls out the Polaroid and smiles. A slight breeze begins, slowly at first, but becoming louder by the second. Silas shivers, and Maya looks behind in surprise to find Celeste, 14, divination witch, competitive smug, astral projecting an image of herself in front of them. Cato is overjoyed, while Silas becomes stone-faced.
Congratulations, Cato. Hello, Maya. Silas.
Cato tries to go in for a hug, but falls right through her and onto the ground. He rubs his butt in pain as Maya laughs at him. Silas stares on at Celeste.
Celeste, how did you learn to astral project? That's so advanced.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it really isn't that difficult. At least it wasn't for me. Can I speak with you, privately for a second?
Maya nods as the others look on. Celeste guides her to a bench and Maya sits. Celeste tries to sit as well, then remembers she is projecting and stands. In the background, Cato studies Silas's expression.
Why do you always act so weird around Celeste?
Her family gives me the creeps.
Meanwhile, Maya takes in seeing Celeste's projection.
So, it's been a long time.
Yes, well, I have been training with the best witches in the West for a while now. But I believe our bond will never break, Maya. Our friendship was lovely, you know? So simple and unchallenging.
Maya lets out an awkward, uncomfortable chuckle.
Maya, I need to tell you something. It's really important.
Maya grows serious and nods.
My coven has been acting really weird. I thought I would be studying tarot, but
Celeste stops as we hear footsteps behind her from the projection.
I'm sorry, Maya. I must go.
Maya stares at the empty seat next to her, worried. Interior divination classroom day. Maya, still concerned, is sitting across her partner and is deciding which of their palms to start reading. Her partner grows frustrated and instead grabs Maya's palm to read. She stares down at Maya's lines and gives up.
Miss Mirai, this is impossible. Maya's lines are just too light. Can I please switch partners?
Miss Mirai, 40s, sophisticated, wise, looks at Maya's partner skeptically and elegantly makes her way to their desks.
Let me see, child.
Miss Mirai begins to examine Maya's palm. All the students grow quiet and watch intently as the teacher pulls out a glowing orb and uses it as a lamp as she leans in closer and closer until her nose smushes against it. She then sits back up sharply and pushes her glasses back onto the bridge of her nose.
Very curious. It seems as though you have never made a decision for yourself.
Mumbles in the background. Maya looks up at Miss Mirai in disbelief.
You see, child, our future is not laid out for us from birth. Instead, we decide it. And the more choices we make, the deeper our lines become. Maya, Your lines are almost non existent. And therefore, your future is filled with endless possibilities. But a life without direction is one of constant struggle, child. You must begin making choices, deciding what you want, or your future will be bleak
But
and senseless.
I have chosen. I want to be a divination witch.
Miss Mirai doesn't respond at first, instead taking another look at Maya's hand, examining it closer.
I see, Maya. There is something holding you back, something deep inside. Otherwise, I would be able to see such a path. I advise you to reflect further.
Interior Mindfulness Class Day. Maya is seated on a yoga mat, surrounded by her fellow students, all in a meditative pose, surrounded by candles and incense. They all face a smiling man wearing a flower crown.
All right, class. Today, I want you to connect to your spirit guides. Really get to know them. Remember, they're here to help you.
Maya rolls her eyes.
Now, take a deep breath and focus all your energy within.
Maya closes her eyes and takes a long breath. Interior Maya's mind. Day. Maya finds herself in the clearing among a forest. Her spirit guide, John the Aardvark, an aardvark, lazy, rude, is sprawled out on an old chair. He looks at her and plucks termites on a plate as if he's eating grapes.
Hey, John.
Maya, how's it going?
Not good.
Oh, that's too bad. Did you ever get that boy to fall in love with you?
No.
Oh, sad. Did you finally choose your path?
Maya looks at him dead in the eyes.
No, John. It'd be really great if you could help me out here. I want to be a divination witch, but I can't even read my own palm.
Maya dramatically shoves her palm into John's snout.
Maya, us spirit guides have rules. I can't tell you what to do.
But aren't you supposed to, guide?
I knew you'd understand. Now, can you hand me that yuzu ponzu sauce over there?
Inexplicably, there's a bottle of that sauce on the stump. Maya sighs and walks over to it. Exterior Magic Academy courtyard, day. Maya walks sadly outside and sees an odd ray of light emanating from the bushes. She goes to investigate and finds a broom with an old, indecipherable inscription, glowing from its text. She picks it up and peers into the text when she sees a spider above her and jumps, freaking out.
Nope! Nope! No spiders! Not today!
On this sound, the broom shoots up in the air with Maya holding on, dangling in the sky. Maya lets out another scream as she begins to zoom all over the courtyard.
Help!
Kato loiters with Silas and his other dino friends in the lawn, showing off fighting stances while he stands on top of Silas's pickup truck.
I call this the golden knuckle.
Kato!
What?
Kato and the others look up.
Maya!
Kato and Silas sprint to try to get underneath her feet as she blasts through the courtyard, hanging on by the arm. They notice the broom is headed towards the roof, and they rush into a nearby building. Exterior school roof, day. Silas and Kato burst through the door onto the roof, panting and doubling over, both out of breath. Maya's headed right for them. She screams. The boys hold out their arms and grab onto her, all three falling onto the floor with a big thud. Maya slowly recovers and sits up, blowing her hair up in a huff. They all stand to find a large crowd has gathered, watching them below. Maya looks back at the broom, astonished.
Are you okay? Have you been possessed? What's your name and zodiac sign?
Silas looks at Maya and the broom intently.
I didn't know you could do that.
Seemingly out of nowhere, a three-eyed toad vigorously hops towards the three and opens its mouth wide.
Maya, report to my office immediately.
Maya slumps over and lets out a sigh.
Yes, Head Witch Hea.
Interior, Head Witch's office, day. Maya is sitting in the Head Witch's office, which is covered in frog decorations. Head Witch Hea, 40s, strict, judgmental, is holding her earlier seen pet toad, held in her arms like a baby, and stroking his belly as she sits at her desk.
How in the world did you even get your hands on a cosmic witch's broom, let alone ride it? Do you know just how dangerous it is to try to ride one without the proper training and gift?
But see, that's the thing. I don't think it was. There wasn't even a solar panel.
Really, Maya? I understand that you're confused, but there is no way that you are a cosmic witch.
But why not?
The head witch lets out a groan.
Okay, let me grab your chart.
Hea goes to one of her many cabinets and pulls out a granite slab with intricate carvings of natal charts, each filled with circles and zodiac signs. She studies it closely.
Oh my god, look, as I thought, you share the blood with the humans who aided us in the past war against dark magic. However, only those with pure lineage of witches can practice cosmic witchcraft, as they hold a stronger connection to the immortals who blessed us. Cosmic witches draw their energy from the stars, making it possible for us to fuel our society with the sun. But Maya, you're a manifestation witch. Therefore, your power only comes from within.
But I suck at manifestation.
Well, maybe if you would have spent more time doing your affirmations rather than stealing brooms, you would improve. Which is why I have chosen to suspend you for a month.
A month?
I can't allow anyone else to follow in your footsteps. Try to think of it as a time for reflection. Connect with your spirit guides.
Yes, Head Witch Hea.
The toad glares at Maya, croaking. Maya furrows her brows, all creeped out. Interior Magic Academy hallway, day. Maya walks out of the office, looking defeated. Her brother comes up to console her.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. I'm on vacation for a month.
Well, did she know what's going on?
I don't think so. I'm not cosmic, she's sure. She just told me to connect to my spirit guide.
Maya sinks her head into her hands.
But he's just a lazy aardvark who eats all the time.
Kato tries to comfort Maya, but is highly confused.
Is that a metaphor, or are we talking about a real aardvark?
Maya doesn't say anything, staring at her feet in defeat.
Anyways, you'll be fine. I got you the memento.
Kato pulls the broom from behind his back. Maya takes it from him, still unhappy.
Okay, I'm going to regret this, but... Do you want to go to the bonfire tonight?
Maya immediately perks up.
Really? You'll take me with you?
Yeah, as long as you don't do any weird magic.
Promise. Is Silas still going?
Kato nods. Maya squeals.
I've got to brew up a beauty spell.
Kato gives her a weirded out look. Exterior, Salem Woods, night. Maya and Kato approach the bonfire with the Dials abound, dancing and talking and celebrating. Maya holds the broom close to her as they exit the car.
Leave it in the car, Maya.
I just feel like I need to keep it with me. Please?
Fine. But if you fly into the fire pit, I'm not helping you.
Maya happily gives Kato a thumbs up and walks ahead of him. A Dino boy jumps in front of them both.
Hey, no witches allowed.
What do you mean? She's not a witch. She's just my ordinary sister.
They all look at Maya's broom.
That likes chores.
Silas walks up and lays a hand on Maya's shoulder.
She's harmless, and I know them. Let my friends have some fun.
Boy is intimidated by Silas and nods, gesturing them to the bonfire.
We got in! Kato!
Maya looks for Kato, who is seemingly transported across the party to go talk to a girl. Kato awkwardly leans by a tree and loses his balance. The girl laughs at him. Silas leads Maya to a large log closer to the fire, and they sit together. The boy from earlier hands them both drinks.
You gave us quite a scare earlier. I hope your principal wasn't too harsh on you.
Maya lets out an awkward giggle that goes on for a little too long. As the giggle continues, two other partiers approach Maya and Silas with hacky sacks.
Hey, you two up for some cornhole?
Sure. Maya, do you want to play?
Yeah, I'd love to. I love cornhole and corn. Corn's so good. Hey, did you know that some of the corn was actually found here around in Salem? Or maybe that's other Salem. I mean, whatever. It's just corn, right? Do you guys like corn?
The partygoers are weirded out and walk away. Maya grows incredibly embarrassed and puts her face in her hands.
Witches, dinos, no matter what, I just can't seem to fit in with anyone.
She sighs.
I'm messing everything up.
That's not true.
What?
I think you could do anything.
Maya's face is about to turn completely red. She takes a breath and looks into Silas's eyes.
Well, Silas, actually, I think that you, Okay, come on, Maya.
She takes another deep breath.
I really like...
Suddenly, a few cosmic witches swoop into the party. They fly in on solar panel brooms, cackling as the Dinals scream. The witches start to rapidly fly in circles over the fire, creating small windstorm. The fire goes out and the gust knocks down several Dinals.
Party's over, Knowles. Go back to your condos.
A couple of green witches sneak out from behind the bushes, peeking their heads out with devious smiles. They laugh as they place their hands on the ground and grow poison ivy by nearby Dinals' ankles, making their victims itch uncontrollably.
Why are you doing this?
Maya jumps up and looks around in a panic. She grabs her broom and tries to wrap her legs around it.
Come on, fly!
The cosmic witches begin to notice her, and all laugh from above.
There she goes again.
Go where? I heard she can't even do a tarot reading.
Celeste's astral projection suddenly manifests behind Maya in a swirl, and she reaches out to her.
Maya, can you see me? I need to talk to you.
I heard that her palm is unreadable.
A witch with no future? She's basically a null.
Celeste is surprised at the accusation. Maya turns back and notices her, becoming mortified.
Celeste, don't listen to them.
Celeste looks behind her as if someone is approaching and disappears.
Who are you talking to, null? Who even let you into the academy?
The other cosmic witches cackle. Maya, distressed, runs into the forest. Cato and Silas run after her. Exterior, deep forest, night. Maya wipes away her tears as she runs further into the forest. She begins to slow down as she notices an almost circular curved tree ahead with a sizable intricate carving on the trunk. She gets closer to investigate but trips on a root, and there is a flash of light blinding her from the carving. Maya looks up and the tree appears to be glowing. Maya pushes herself from the ground and begins to hear a voice in her head. Help. Is there someone there?
What?
Maya's fully up now and breathes heavily, looking for the voice. Please. This form is weak. Maya locks eyes with a baby deer and tiptoes towards it nervously.
What's wrong? How can I help?
Lend me your strength, and I will lend you mine.
What do you mean?
I've come here to save your world from pure darkness and chaos. If I die here now, there will be no hope. Maya gets close to the deer and feels the voice growing stronger.
Darkness?
It has to be you, or this planet will die. Maya's breaths are quicker and she begins to panic.
I don't know. Isn't there someone else? I can find someone else. Please just wait.
The deer's breath slows down and appears to grow weaker. It would be too late. Please. Maya inhales, takes a step forward, and hesitantly reaches out for the deer. She immediately pulls her hand back, hyperventilating. She then takes another breath, and steadying herself, reaches out and touches the deer. There is a blinding flash of light, and she's knocked to the ground, unconscious. The forest is calm. Cato and Silas run up to her, clearly worried.
Maya! Oh, please be okay.
Maya shoots her eyes open and puts her hand on Cato's mouth.
Maya?
I accept the role of savior of our world.
From who?
The immortal, Tayo.
Silas's eyes widen. He pulls back a bit from her.
What? Maya, look at me. What's my name?
Maya looks at Silas, dazed, and gives him another thumbs up.
Silas, I think she has a concussion. Could you give me a hand?
Silas begins to help, but looks at Maya in concern. Exterior, Cato's car, night. Cato helps Maya into the car as Silas holds the door open. Cato gets out and closes the door, leaving Maya inside.
I need to go to Portland.
Portland? How come?
Silas considers responding when Maya jumps to the window.
What? Why? Silas, stay.
As she presses her hands on the window, Silas spots a star-shaped freckle on her palm, and dread washes over him. He pulls himself together and faces Cato, pulling off the amulet around his neck. Silas puts it in his hand.
Hold on to this. For safety.
Cato looks at Silas bewildered and watches as Silas appears to march, leaving the siblings by the car. Interior, Maya's bedroom, morning. Maya is awake in bed, staring at her new hand freckle in wonder. She then excitedly jumps up and begins to pack. Cato walks by the flurry of activity and comes back to open the door with a puzzled look.
Why are you packing?
I need to go find a mentor in Portland like Celeste did.
A mentor? For what?
I don't know, but I gotta get out of here. I need to figure out my path somehow, and, well, I can't go to school anyway.
You're just trying to see Silas, aren't you?
No! I mean, that would be nice, but no. I'm serious. This is 100% a Maya decision.
Okay.
Cato jumps to the hall.
Dad! Maya's gone crazy and wants to leave Salem.
Dad scuttles in wearing an apron and oversized oven mitts.
Please talk some sense into her.
Leaving? To where, honey?
Portland, to choose my true witch's path.
Oh, that's incredible, baby. You know, I hope I've done a good job here, but, well, I think this could be really good for you. I'm proud of you, Mai.
Thanks, Dad.
Dad, you can't... She can't... Well, she can't go there alone.
Of course not. Naturally, you'll go with her.
What? I'm not gonna take her to Portland. Besides, my jiu-jitsu team and I were going to go up to bed this weekend.
Family comes first, Cato.
Nope, no, not this time. This is not happening.
Exterior bus stop day. We see Cato pissed off, groaning as he carries both Maya and his bags as he waits by the stop. Maya is incredibly excited.
I hope we run into Silas.
Exterior orphanage night. It is pouring outside the Salem orphanage entrance as Silas runs up the door. Ignoring the downpour, he knocks 3 times. The door slowly opens, and as Silas catches his breath, an older man steps out, the orphanage's keeper.
It's happening.
The keeper grows concerned. You must go. Now. Silas nods. Interior magical solar-powered train car, day. Cato and Maya sit across from each other on the train to Portland. Cato is pouting and looking out the window. His amulet glimmers in the light as he spins it around in boredom.
Naturally, you'll go with her. Family comes first, Cato.
Maya looks out the window in deep thought. Cato sits up a bit more straight to question her.
So tell me, why are you suddenly so gung-ho about going to Portland? You barely even leave the house. Like, I get that you want to get better at magic, but for what? All you ever do are those silly little love spells on Silas, and they don't even work.
Maya slowly turns to Cato and collects her thoughts. She looks down at her palm with the freckle.
Something in me has changed. And I finally made a decision. And I'm going to keep making decisions. And I don't know why now, but I just know I need to do this.
Cato is about to respond when suddenly Samantha, 15, kitchen witch, friendly mom energy, always wears big sweaters, bursts through the train car doors.
Help! Someone stole my bag!
Everyone on the train, aside from Maya and Cato, act as though they didn't hear her in the slightest, minding their own business. Samantha is heaving and visibly distressed. Maya looks around the uncaring passengers, takes a deep breath, and decides to jump into action. She stands up and faces the kitchen witch with her hands on her hips.
I'll help you.
What?
Samantha has a gracious look and points at the next car door. Maya begins to run with her, then doubles back to grab her broom and again sprints in Samantha's direction. Cato looks on incredulously and begins to run after them.
Maya!
Interior, train car 2, day. Samantha and Maya run car to car and don't see the thief initially as they pass a variety of witches seated with odd magical objects. They finally spot the thief getting further away on the other side of their next car.
Stop! Thief!
A green witch who fashionably wears vines over his shirt attempts to help and manifests a small vine from his collar to trip the thief. The thief momentarily hits the floor, and Samantha and Maya get a little closer before he recovers and continues to run.
Nice try, kid.
Kato is close behind, and he runs into the car and stumbles and knocks over another witch's terrarium of frogs seated in her lap. A seemingly endless amount of frogs jump out and overwhelm Kato. He continues to try to run after them after he recovers, plucking frog after frog off his body. Interior train car 3 day. Maya and Samantha make eye contact with the thief, who scans the car and pulls down a bag filled with tarot cards. The tarot cards cover the floor, and Maya and Samantha try to dodge them as they get to the end of the car, but both slip and stumble. Interior train car 4 day. They push on to get to the end car of the train and see the exit. The thief grins as he's about to get off scot-free and whips out his broom to fly outside. The broom knocks over a seated witch's pot. The pot rumbles and startles the whole car. It overturns, and a mandrake, a grumpy baby-faced plant, appears, emitting a deafening scream that incapacitates everyone on board. Kato runs in and is also immediately hit by the sound, doubling over. Kato and Samantha are stuck in pain, while Maya and the thief painfully push their way through the exit, crawling closer to the end of the car. Exterior train car edge day. Maya and the thief push each other into the outside platform. Maya tries to grab the bag, but the thief shoves her back to the ground and cackles as he shoots off into the sky on the solar panel broom. Maya looks at him in shock and then steadies herself as she focuses on her own rustic broom.
Please work. Please work.
She approaches the edge, tightens her grip around the broom, and then takes a leap of faith off the train. The freckle on her hand glimmers through her grip on the stick, and she opens her eyes to find herself suspended in air.
Woohoo!
She takes off, flying in hot pursuit of the thief. Interior train car 4 day. Kato and Samantha seem to have gotten the mandrake under control as they push it back into the pot with a breath of relief. They briefly smile at each other.
Hi, I'm Kato.
Samantha.
A small child looks out the window and points in excitement.
Mommy, are those cosmic witches racing?
Everyone looks out the windows in shock as Maya and the thief zoom above hundreds of feet in the air as Maya chases after him. Kato runs up to the nearest one and looks stunned as he faces the window.
That's not a cosmic witch, that's my sister!
Kato and Samantha bolt to the outside of the car. Exterior sky above the train day. Maya initially stumbles a couple of times in pursuit. The thief sees this as he looks back and cackles at her.
Give it up, kid.
Maya tries to center herself.
Come on, Maya.
She closes her eyes for a second to focus and breathe. Then she opens them in a fury and blasts towards the thief. She then kicks him and knocks the bag out of his hand. He is shocked as Maya pushes him and daredevil dives downward for the bag. The thief weighs his options and decides to fly off. Maya's panicking as she cannons down, but commits to her mission to grab the bag. Kato and Samantha see her from the train's edge.
Maya!
Just forget the bag.
Maya swoops in and grabs the bag just a foot before hitting the ground. She flies back up triumphantly, reuniting with Kato and Samantha on the platform. Kato is stunned at the sight.
You did it!
Samantha hugs her in gratitude.
I can't believe you did it!
I can't wait to tell Celeste.
Interior Victorian house night. Celeste is guided by some older women, all wearing cloaks and hood shrouding their faces. She's slightly nervous as they all walk down a long dark hallway. 3 spiders lead the way, crawling by their feet. One crawls up the mistress's hand.
What is it you wanted me to see, mistress?
I believe it is finally time for you to be officially welcomed into the coven and learn our purpose here in the West.
The hooded witch leads her into a room of other cloaked witches performing a sinister-looking ritual. Celeste looks horrified by the sight. End of pilot. And that is Witches of the West.